Right. It is working. Okay. Oh, is the volume working? I didn't think about that. I haven't got the sound coming through the TV. I'm not going to know. I need to use my headphones. Hey, Mark. No. I meant right now. I need to see if my audio is working or not. Oh, I do. It is. It's fine. How do you feel, Mark? Do you feel any better? I think I've got to move that light. It's too bright on the screen, isn't it? Let's bring this way a bit. Is that better or not? I don't know. I've got to change the angle a bit, I suppose. I have to cheer you up. I don't do jokes. I just do carving. I'll show you this one though. I don't know if you've seen any of these, but... Whoops. I designed these from words that I got from people on Twitch. Yeah, he's an elf. So they gave me... What words did they give me for this one? Crepuscular. That was for the owl. I don't even know what that word was. I had to look it up. Elf. So that's why it's an elf, because it's like an owl and an elf. Crooked, which is the handle there. Lumberjack, which is why he's got an axe. Bucket, pine cone, and I think, yeah, laser. He's always got a laser eye. So that was that one. Then this one is the needle archer. So haberdashery is what made the needle. Then someone said big bow. What else was it? Oh, bookworm. Glim, which I found out means like a light or something. So that's what the flame's for. What else was it? Oh, flight. That was the needle. Sharp is the needle. I can't remember what else. There might have been another word or two, but anyway, that was that one. And now this is the third one. Yeah, that was quite fun to make actually. The fact that it swings around is quite fun to play with. It's quite satisfying. And of course the pine cones are all individual pine cones, you know. There's another 2 in there, I think. So this one was trying to think of the words now. Walking. Can only remember walking. Hey, Real, how's it going? Carve already. Nah, I'm gonna string you along for a while. Bucket, no, bucket's not in the new one. Walking, wood. He's either gonna have a lantern that's wood, or he's gonna have a wooden leg. I haven't decided yet. Candle, rust. He's gonna have a rusty sword. Hunted, and that's all I can remember. Never forget bucket. Shall I come closer? Do you want it closer? Is that better? I don't know. So we'll start by, I'm going to start carving this away to get this leg. Hang on. This is the bendy boy, by the way. The ever trusty bendy boy. This shouldn't be moving this much. I've got to drill this thing in more. Hang on. This thing that it's holding on to is not drilled enough. Carving after dark, yeah. Bendy boy rules. Yep. How about you, Mark? Are you making anything? What's your next... Actually, are you allowed to say what your next video is? Is it a secret? Right, you might get some loud noises now. There you go, that feels better. Is it more on the... I never know what do you call those things? Or automaton? Is that what it is? Thanks, Real. Too sick and old. You're not old. Here's the Saxon King in dramatic light. There you go. You like dramatic light? There's some dramatic light for you. That. Alright, let's get this back on here. Should be less wibbly wobbly now, I think. Alright. Still wibbly wobbly, isn't it? I think it's just the nature of the clamp. Use this one. Use my where's this from? AliExpress. My Chinese AliExpress chisel, which I use tons. Whizzies. When you're feeling a bit better. Oh, okay, whizzies. I can only assume that Kath's term is the correct one. Yeah, it's cost me about, I don't know, £3 this chisel. And it's one of the ones I use the most now. For bigger like carving things anyway. If it's really small stuff, obviously I don't, because it's quite, it's kind of big-ish. But for stuff like this, when I have to take material away, it's really good. I did buy some other ones, but I think I'm going to have to change the profile on those a bit, because they're a bit different. They're a bit weird. Sort of halfway between a squarish shaped chisel and a gouge. It's a bit strange. So I might have to grind those down a bit, change them around a bit. That's true. Automata. Automata. Whoops. I'm hoping if people like this kind of stream, then we'll do some more, but I'll see. I have plans to use my mini chainsaw for a carving in the nearish future, so that might be kind of cool. I can stream a bit and then record it as well, you know, so that I can make a video out of it as well. But for now, we're just making this guy. And little things like this are quite hard to... I don't know, are they hard to make? They're quite hard to make. Depends if you're trying to get accurate proportions and stuff. Which is quite difficult. And then if you're trying to like carve, you know, musculature or however you call it. I'll bring you guys a little closer, I think. Let's go a little closer. There we go. That's better. Then look, we're going sideways through the grain. You can see how nicely that Chinese chisel is cutting. I know when I made the AliExpress video for this, some guy did come in the comments and say, "Oh, you've got a chisel there from the something region of China." I mean, I assume he was a Chinese guy. I think he wrote his comment in Chinese or some of it in Chinese. So he was familiar with the style of chisel, I guess. But you can see it's, you know, for what it is, it's a pretty decent chisel. I don't believe in, you know, like poo-pooing every single thing that comes out of China, saying that it's made with, you know, bad metal or whatever, you know. I'm sure a lot of it is. And there's lots of chisels and tools that are pretty bad, but there's also some that are pretty good as well. So I'm just going to try and get kind of the shape of the body done so that I can work on being more accurate later on, but for now I just want to get the kind of pose right, make the silhouette kind of. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's true, Mark. I guess because there's such a massive volume of products made in China, that if you don't like what a product's doing and you look at the bottom of it and it says made in China, the odds of you seeing the words made in China are very high on anything that's made, probably. So that could probably skew it a bit as well. But yeah, I've had some good cheap stuff. I've had some bad cheap stuff. I've had some bad expensive stuff as well sometimes. So. the back foot is kind of the legs like this, and then the foot kind of goes down to the ground and the toes stick out. I haven't got the ground flat, so it's hard to do it, but maybe we should work on making that flatter. This is some lime wood or linden wood that I bought recently. It's really good for carving, if you don't know it, but it's pretty much the same as basswood, though some people will tell me that they're actually different from each other. I've read people online arguing that even though they're sort of from the same species or genus or whatever, the way they carve is slightly different. But I wouldn't know, because I've only used European limewood. I haven't used North American basswood, so I can't compare. But as I say, some people say they're exactly the same, some people say they're slightly different, etc, etc. Only in my comments, Mark. He wrote on there the other day that their house sale fell through because the buyers backed out or something. But I don't talk to him by email or anything, or I haven't for a while anyway. So that's the first I heard of it. No, well, that's true, Real. What do people online know? Nothing. I mean, imagine watching someone online do something, right, and just expecting them to know stuff. Ludicrous. You'd have to be a mug, wouldn't you? Alright. I want to get all this stuff out in here, which is quite tricky. I don't really want to use a mallet. I don't want to be bashing around. Yeah, Mark, send him a message. I was worried a bit of metal had come off there, but it was just a hair. Crisis averted. Okay. And that was the worst idea ever. Well, I think it's been one of the worst. And also one of the best. Talking about you. I don't think he is, Mark. I talk to my niece and my nephews about this sometimes, like just how weird it is from my perspective, how I can just click a couple of buttons on my phone and be talking to people from all over the world while showing them what I'm doing, you know. And I'm not even the oldest generation that grew up, not grew up with, you know, not the oldest generation who is now using the internet. So, like my parents, for example, you know, things have changed a lot in their time. I mean, my mum didn't even have a TV when she was little, so. Well, my mum and my dad didn't have a TV when they were little. So. And now look at us. Oh, I bet I wouldn't, Real. I bet I wouldn't. But yeah, there's good and bad parts, right? There's good and bad parts, like in everything. This is actually really nice lime. I don't think I've had lime wood this nice for a while. I tried a different place. I usually get it from a place called G&S Specialist Timber, I think it's called, in Scotland or something. But this one was from a place called Tree Cycling. About the same prices. But this feels a lot better than the other stuff. Alright, so I have got a drawing here. Oh yeah, Mark? Yeah, I'm not surprised. I was just saying the other day, actually, when I was streaming on Twitch, yesterday I think I said it, that over the weekend I was like watching stuff on my phone, and my finger there was where the phone was like resting on my finger, and I sort of looked at my finger after a while, and I was like, oh wow, I've made a dent in my finger where I've been holding my phone. I was like, okay, it's time to put my phone down and do something, you know. The problem is there's just so much interesting stuff online, and so many things. If you're in the right places, so many things you can learn, right, and discover different varying kinds of people you can meet. Right, just being online and talking to people, especially when we do like live stuff like this, hearing about people from other parts of the world, like their sort of, you know, the way they live, the jobs they have, that sort of stuff, and the experiences they have, the things they can and can't do, you know. It's like it sort of opens your eyes to a bit and makes you, it can like humble you quite a lot, you know, because you learn about things that you probably, you know, maybe you yourself took for granted, things that are normal for you but hard for other people to obtain or whatever. It's quite interesting. Like when all the US people tell me that they haven't eaten beans on toast. Like, I wish I could ban them for that, but you know, I mean I could, but it would look bad. Alright, I just want to get through there. I might spin it around in a second, so we can come back from the other side. That might be the best way to do it. Yeah. A God disciplined balance. How do you strike a good disciplined balance? How do you mean? Good. Do you mean between the way you control what habits you have online? You mean, is that what you mean? Or? Sorry about the squeak. Yeah, I know, real. Well, one person from my Twitch Marek. Exactly, Mark. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? Try and not watch too much rubbish. That's there to just like grab your attention, right? Like within the first like 1 or 2 seconds, something outrageous happens to try and hook you in. You know, whether to like stay around and watch that or to just like seek out stuff that actually is maybe helping your mental well-being or your development or whatever. That's very difficult, especially when everything is so catered to just grabbing your attention. Yeah, Marek Gildan from Twitch. He tried beans on toast and he liked it. So, and he's from the USA. So that's 1-0. 1-0 UK. Not that I can really say that because there's probably loads of US style food that I love. So it's probably more like 51 to the US. But you know, I take victories where I can get them. And unfortunately, we're heading into the era of AI now, right? So you're going to start seeing a lot more. It's not just going to be like fantastical stuff, like a big dragon fighting someone, you know, with fireballs. It's not just going to be that. You're going to see really mundane stuff that's going to be AI. You know, I've already seen Chinese company, probably other companies as well, but I've seen especially Chinese companies because there's fewer regulations for what they can do and stuff like that. Selling stuff online using AI adverts basically. So like people power washing their car, but it's an AI video, but advertising an actual power washer that they're selling, if you know what I mean. So you're going to get a lot more of that on YouTube, and I don't know what YouTube's going to do about it exactly. But there'll be people doing stuff probably like what I'm doing right now. You know, drawing, carving, sculpture, metalwork, whatever. And I don't know how long it will be, but there'll be a time when it's indistinguishable from actual people. So that'll be fun, won't it? Doesn't sound like a hellish nightmare at all. Alright, this leg's going up here. So we can actually cut all this away. I think that is the one that's sticking out there, isn't it? Yeah. Oops. The people on Twitch don't know it right now, but I'm cheating on them right now. I'm going on streaming on YouTube without telling them. Jem is a Twitch viewer though, so he might tell them. We'll see. see if he dobs me in or not. Spying on everything. Don't you tell him, Real. Don't you tell him. Come on, get off there. Whoops, that was interesting. That could have been good. Come on. Don't do this to me. There we go. One thing I did manage to do during that that video of making the Saxon head was to kill my Dremel. It might just be the fuse. I guess I could try replacing that. Yeah, I think I pushed it too hard because I was trying to Alright, no problem. Thanks for coming. I'll catch you later. Good to see you. Yeah, I pushed it too hard, cutting away the wood on the underside, basically the end grain of the tulip wood. And tulip wood is a lot harder than what we're using here, which is linden. So, well, maybe not a lot harder, but it's pretty. When you've used linden a lot, it's pretty hard. Right, let's try and scrape some away with the. This is a Japanese one. This is actually a chisel or a chisel knife that's used for taking the background out of what are they called? Woodblock prints. So taking all the you know, the stuff off the background that you don't really want to be there, and that's why it has this shape, because it's really good for like scraping out flat surfaces. I don't know how long. Oh, it is on there. I was going to say, how do I know how long I've been streaming? But I can see it on there now. Yeah, I tried it the next day, Mark, and it still didn't work. So I'm guessing that's long enough for it to like reset. Would that be right? And I've got it right here. Let me plug it in right now. Look at that. Let's have a look. Watch your ears. Yeah. Yeah, it don't work. Ouch. So I think I killed it, unfortunately. But, you know, maybe there's a simple fix. I don't really like wasting stuff, so I'm hoping there's some kind of simple fix on there. Speaking of not wasting stuff, I'm going to try and make some fire lighters with my chippings and stuff later. Yeah, I'll give it a go, Mark. I'll give it a go. I have this bag of wood chips here. I'll show you. And I saw someone online putting them inside a used egg carton and then pouring wax in with them, and apparently they make good firelighters. But we'll see. I do like having the barbecue, so I'm going to make some and see how well they work. It might be that they're more for like starting a, you know, like a fire pit type wood fire more than a charcoal fire, but we'll see, I guess. Alright, I need to get like this material here needs to be kind of flat-ish. See if we can figure that out. Something like this. Whoops. Now. Another tool I'm impressed by, since I was talking about tools I'm impressed by earlier, is this clamp. Like, obviously the only thing that hasn't lasted that long is the grips on here, but you know, that's because I keep stabbing them with chisels and stuff and not treating them very well. But this has worked really well. I used it to make the Saxon head, you know, this guy. I used it to make that guy. He was clamped into that. So I didn't really get any issues with it. So it's been pretty good, and I've had this for, how long have I had this? Like 5 years maybe, I don't know, and it cost about 25 quid. So, you know, based on that, and the fact that I've beaten the hell out of it, is based on that, it's one of the best tools I bought, to be honest. I don't know if everyone who uses this vice has the same experience, but you know, it does have high ratings, but I've not really had a problem with it. I guess what's the only thing I've had a problem with? I guess the squeakiness. I did add some tool grease to it, but it is still a bit squeaky. So I might need to maybe add some more in some different places or something, but yeah, it's been really, really, really good. And as I say, I've completely beaten the crap out of this thing, so the fact that it's still working really well is a testament to how well it was built. So, and designed, I guess. Just trying to get through this gap here. Of course, one of the problems when you're doing that is, like, you probably just saw it, like when you skip in the wood, like your fingers start smacking against it, you know. It's quite hard to control that. I am seeing metal, you know. Is that metal? Is that metal? It is, there is bits of metal. Interesting. It might be coming, maybe it wasn't quite stropped very well, so the wire like edge is coming off. I don't know. It's not affecting the cutting or anything. Yeah, I love this vice, Mark. Do you have one of these, Mark? One of these vices? So So this is going back here. How does this go? Let's have a look. Something like that. Won't be too detailed just yet. We'll just take this junk out. Hey Chris, how's it going? Yeah, just keep trying to cut this off. Yeah, that's pretty good though. Just straight into a handle. That works pretty well. Yeah, thanks for coming, Chris. Appreciate you coming along. I'm just carving a figure that I designed with some words I got from some viewers on Twitch. We've been doing it a lot recently. Started doing it about, when was it? I guess about September, October, something like that. So this was the first one that came with words from the chat. Then it was this one, which I just finished up recently. You can still see the oily sheen on it a little bit. And now we're doing this one. Hey Joe, or Josh, how's it going? Thanks Chris. Yeah, so just little figures to like kind of keep me practicing anatomy pretty much. It's, the whole point of it was to practice anatomy, basically. So, that's pretty much what it's for. It doesn't help so much with faces because they're so tiny, but like hands, arms, legs, feet, helps all that. Thanks, Mark. Working on some. Oh yeah. What are you doing on the doors? What, literally building a door, or like hanging it, or? Yeah, I got these books. Where are they? Let me show you. They're by an artist called George Bridgman. He's a famous anatomy artist, and I got these for a few pounds each. They're quite complicated. You can see, like, I mean, there's bones in the fingers, so it's quite complicated. But it gives you a good, like, understanding of how bones work with muscles and stuff like that. And it's very tricky to get all this stuff right. But I've noticed things improving. But you can see, like, that would probably be quite good for carving, like planes of the face, kind of, right? Especially like this one here. You see, you got like the planes of the face there. So. And then there's a 100 hands one, and then drapery, which I'm really bad at. I hate clothes. I hate carving them on figures. They're so hard, or just drawing them. It's so difficult. Remodeling the house. Oh, really, Chris? You have you got it as well? You found some cheap slabs without frames. Cool. What kind of wood are you using? Yeah, so I bought those on another book I've got. I realised I'm like, hey, come to this carving stream, and I'm going to show you all these books. This is a book I've been looking through for a while now. Anglo-Saxon myths. And there isn't much information about Saxon myths, because you know a lot of it's lost. But there are like a few stories, and basically this guy has taken like the stories and written how they were told and gone with it and added his own little bits. But mostly it tells stuff of basically long forgotten myths that people don't know about. So I've been interested in that. The Dover publications? What's that? Alright, I think we can spin around the other way and work from the other side. Oh, I might just take a bit more of this way first. Hey Jörg. Hi from the UK. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name properly. I used to know a guy from Norway. I think he was from Norway. He lived in a place, and every time I pronounced it, he hated it because I would call it, what was it, Stavanger? I don't even know the right way to say it. Stavanger, Stavanger, I don't know how to say it. But I mean, you're from Sweden, so that story doesn't really mean anything, does it? Except for that I don't know how to pronounce stuff. Oh, the anatomy books. Oh, okay, Mark. Yeah, they're really good, but they are quite complicated. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos to try and help me. You know, there's lots of people that go through explaining how to kind of understand them a bit more because they're quite complicated for someone like me who doesn't really have like a, you know, I think they're probably good for people who have a background in studying fine art under, you know, a master or something. But, you know, I don't have that, so... But I think with enough effort, you can learn stuff. It's fine, okay. Yeah, Mark's in Northern Ireland. Chris, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Chris is from, but Real, who was in here earlier, was from Norfolk, which is the next county up from me, because I'm in Suffolk. So he was the closest, but he's left now. As I said, I still find it quite crazy that I can show people in Northern Ireland and Sweden at the same time what I'm doing right now at this very second. Right. Let's spin it around to the front a bit. We might get a bit of squeaky, so sorry if you get a squeak. Spin it around to the front a little bit. Let's take a bit of this off. I have marked, but I don't really like it, if I'm honest with you. I sometimes use these tiny little files, let me show you, when it's really small details. -15, really, Jörg? Oh, wow. That's cold. I don't think I've felt -15 before. I might have felt -10 maybe, but I haven't felt -15. What do you make in your workshop, Jörg? What kind of stuff do you like to make? Yeah, I don't really like rafts because, well, one, they're dusty, and two, they just leave a surface that I don't like. And honestly, I don't think for the way I do stuff, then it's not much faster than using a chisel. But I do use these sometimes when I have really small details. These are like little, I think they're like jeweler's files or something like that. But they work okay on wood when you've got like really small details to do. That one's actually snapped. It should look like this. Have this little circle, this circle bit at the end. So yeah, I use those sometimes. And I do have a rasp, I just don't like using it. Oh really, Jörg? Cool. They are all bendy boys, Mark, that's true. Yeah, the bendy boy family. Bendy boy has kids. They're used, Chris. I got them on eBay, I think. Because I was looking for a particular make, because people said they were the best. And so I got these ones. I don't know if it's got the name on there. Oh yeah, there you go. Grobet, Grobet, maybe? And Swiss, Valorde, Vllorde. Made in Switzerland. Lots of the good tools seem to be made in Switzerland for some reason. What small figures have you carved recently, Jörg? Yeah, so sometimes I use those. This is where this gets a bit dodgy because I can't really put my hands near this because I would smack into these arms. I'll be worried about snapping them off because the grain is going this way, right? On these. So they're really easy to just like snap off. So I'm trying not to get my hands up here because I might push on them, so I'm going a bit further away. But I could slip with this, that's the other problem, so... If I wasn't on stream, I would probably just hold it like this and use like a mallet to tap away at it, but because we're on stream, this is just the easier way to do it, and because it's kind of late, it's like 10 o'clock, 10 PM in the UK, something like that. Yeah, I found them pretty handy, but tiny little gaps, like you know, like I use them in there, for instance, in that little gap in there, and in between the legs there a bit, and like here on the ALF, like I think I used it under the armpit there, in between the legs, stuff like that. So yeah, I found them pretty useful. Whoops. Everything's fine. That's what I told myself when I came close to messing up. Everything's fine. Small guys and animals? Okay, cool. Oh, thanks, Jörg. Do you watch, speaking of like, you're making me think of a YouTuber, because you're talking about your cold workshop and that you make animals and stuff. There's a guy, you probably know him if you watch wood stuff. There's a guy called Jonas Olsen Woodcraft. He's Norwegian, I think. And he makes, he lives in like this workshop next to this lake or the sea, like in this amazingly like beautiful part of Norway, and he carves pretty much all the time animals, I think, like owls, foxes, wolves, otters, that kind of stuff. You know, he does a lot of that, and he's a really good carver. But he does more power carving than he does chisel carving. But you know, he's still, you know, that doesn't really mean his sculptures aren't any good, because they're actually very good. And yeah, he's a really good channel to watch for, I guess, not small figures. He does a little bit of small figures, but mostly he does quite big, monumental figures. Yeah, you know him? Yeah, okay. Hey Carver, how's it going? Hello there. Yeah, Jonas Olsen Woodcraft. I think if you just type in Jonas, you'll find him. He's a very popular channel, so you'd like his videos actually, Mark. You'll definitely like him. They're mostly quiet videos. Sometimes he talks, but mostly just quiet stuff. You know, the sounds of the wood and everything. He mostly does carving, but then, I think his recent one, he actually made like a some kind of shed or something for drying fish or something like that, or smoking fish or something. I can't remember now, but yeah, he does some really nice stuff. I think you would like his channel a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Carver? Cool. Scotland hiking trip. Anywhere there in particular, or? I know a lot of people go on the West Highland Way. I haven't been to Scotland since I was like 1 year old, so I'm afraid I can't give you any information. Whoops. So he's a very boxy man at the moment, but we're going to try and improve that in a minute. Yeah, Jörg, give it a go. I think anyone who feels like making a YouTube channel should just try it out, and not think about it too much, because that's what gets you caught up in what do they call it? Analysis paralysis, right? Where you just kind of overthink it. Also, another good YouTuber, Jörg, for small figures and stuff that I've seen a lot of people tuning into recently is a guy called The Maker Experience. I'm not sure where he's from. I think he's Eastern European by his accent, or maybe, yeah, I think probably Eastern European. Not 100%, but he does lots of tutorials for carving little animals, and of the videos I've seen, the comments always mention how much they enjoy his teaching style, so I think if you want to learn how to carve some different figures and stuff, that would probably be someone to watch as well. Yeah, Jörg, it's Lindenwood, yeah. Our friend has the ideas, just tagging along, maybe Glen area. Alright, cool. Oh, you actually moved to Germany? Some antler, cool. Did you go to that thing, Carver? Was that you? You were going to go to some, was it some German school thing for carving, or like a course or something? Did you mention that? I can't remember now. Or maybe it was just to look at some, like some old German buildings that had carvings in them or something? I can't remember what it was now. I might just be talking nonsense, I don't know. let's cut this back a little bit. I'm going to cut across it. Actually, I'm going to move it a bit more. There they are. Just enjoying woodworking tourism. Alright, cool. I never carved antler or anything like that. Just wood. So I'm not sure what that's like, but I know lots of people enjoy it. Alright, let's have a look here. I've been using a red pencil crayon more recently to draw stuff on because well, I guess for one, it stands out quite a lot, more than graphite or whatever. But when I'm particularly when I get into the stage of this, when I'm holding it and carving it rather than having it in the vise, my fingers just smear the graphite everywhere, and it's really hard to get out with an eraser. Quite often, it doesn't come out at all. You could say the same for this, but you know, it's a lot harder to smudge everywhere. And normally, what I'll do is I'll just carve it away until it comes off the wood. And then the problem will be solved, basically. So, yeah. Well, I saw someone else doing it. There's this guy on Instagram, a Japanese woodcarver I follow called Shinsuke Inoue, I think his name is. And he does the same thing. One thing he also does though is he uses pencil crayon to colour his carvings. He makes red cheeks and stuff, so he'll colour a little bit of pencil on there, and then he'll use a cotton bud or what do people in the US call it? Not a cotton bud. A thing with a bit of cotton at the end. I can't remember what they call it now. I was going to say swab, but that's not it. And anyway, he uses that to kind of blend it in. And he does the same with veins. So he'll use a blue pencil to make veins on the skin, and then use a cotton bud to blend those in as well. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, Carl. That's a good idea. Another thing I got recently was this magnetic tool holder. I never bothered with it before because I always thought they'd be too flimsy for when I'm, you know, bashing a carving. But it's actually been really good. Like, I made that, if any of you guys saw that video of the Saxon head I made, I was really bashing that hard, and none of the tools fell off, so it's pretty good. Much better than I thought it would be, to be honest. Alright, let's see. Bring it a bit closer. I've got to look at my drawings and see how close was it here? No, where is it? I had a drawing somewhere. Yeah. Yes, I have noticed that, you're right. Here we go. I have this very crude drawing of the front side, but it sort of helps me a little bit with the proportions. Tells me that the fist should be here somewhere for holding the lantern, and that the arm should be bending a little bit that way. there. And this shoulder's sloping down a bit to the side. And then this hand is here somehow. I don't know if that's that far away over. I want this to be slightly bent out, this leg, rather than in a straight line. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's take some out of the way. Not bad, thanks, Carver. It's been doing the usual. I've added a different thing to the Twitch streams now, where at the end of we do carving for a couple of hours, and then I go on the treadmill for an hour while playing video games in a weight loss attempt. But it's helped me you know, keep up with the treadmill and stuff, so that's been good. Kind of hard to play video games while on the treadmill, but I've sort of been getting used to it. I've been doing it since July, so if I'm not used to it now, well, there's a problem with that. There are some games though, it's quite interesting, like if it's a first person or a third person game. KCD. My brain's trying to figure out. Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I was actually going to play that next. I've played all different kinds. I basically just get a load of games that are on sale, and then I put a vote in the chat for them to pick what they want me to play. The current one we're playing is Blasphemous. That's been pretty good. But I played Firewatch, which was okay. I didn't enjoy that much. Deliver Us the Moon. That was quite good. There's one called The Legend of Tianding. That was interesting. It was about like a Taiwanese folk hero who was actually a real person. Shadow, what was it called? Shadow Tactics. That was quite good. And there's been at least one more, but I cannot remember what it was. But yeah, any of them where I'm in like a first or third person view. So like when I'm in like, you know, when it looks like I'm controlling an actual person in a 3D environment, those ones can get a bit tricky on the treadmill. Like if you're running along and then you like turn a corner, suddenly I have gone off balance on the treadmill and almost fallen off a couple of times. So yeah, that's been tricky. It's probably easier to do with the platforming games, the ones where you've got like a sideways view on a 2D game. You know, they're a bit easier when I'm on the treadmill, at least. Whoops, sorry, I'm whacking you guys in the face. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, but I have enjoyed it, and as I say, it's made it so I look forward to being on the treadmill, you know, so I think that's a win. It's always a good thing when something like that happens. If you're encouraged to do exercise, then I take that as a positive. Alright. Alright, we're going to skinny him down on this side now. So I can just get this bit out of the way. There we go. I think one of the main problems I get with figures like this is, you know, even if I carve the arm here and I take the material away, it doesn't mean the arm is going to be in the right place compared to where the rest of the body is, right? So as you're carving it, you have to kind of keep looking at everything to make sure you're not like carving the leg like too far in from the body or too far out from the body. So it's a bit of a slowly catchy monkey type thing. You could use a bandsaw, which I have done quite a lot actually, to make like cut the silhouette from both sides, which does help. But it's still tricky to like concrete in place where a certain feature is. You have to always be thinking about that. I think it was 2018, Carver, yeah, so you're close. Yeah. I just do it because I enjoy it, to be honest. The streaming is so much fun. And as I said to Mark earlier, like you can learn so much from just chatting to random people around the world, you know? Get a like a wealth of different life experiences that you can talk about. How's Drew doing, Carver? It was you who was mates with Drewski, wasn't it? I think. Hey Bernie, how's it going? No, I'll do a couple of hours, so probably about another 40, 45 minutes, something like that. I like carving this time of night. There's like fewer distractions, you know, fewer things to do. You can kind of get into the flow a bit more. You're good? Good. Oh, sorry Mark, I missed that. See you later, thanks for coming. Have a good sleep and feel better soon. I'll catch you later. Yeah, it's a bit like a boxer, Yogi. I see what you mean. Does look like a fighting guy. No, he's going to be carrying a lantern on this side and a sword with the other hand. So he's kind of like well, he's being hunted. So that's what the carving's about. Because hunted was one of the words that someone in my chat on Twitch came up with, hunted. So. It was Drew, yeah, not sure. Oh, okay. Oh, ready, Carver? Oh, okay. Well, it happens sometimes, I guess. How have you found it, like being in Germany? I mean, you've been there for 2 years now. I suppose it's not so bad, right? Do you speak German? Right. Back of his body has to be a lot smaller. In fact, everything has to be smaller, but I'm just trying to figure this out a little bit. I'm going to have to cut this down more. Let's do that now, I guess. Whoops. Okay. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Thing is, I get this with every carving, right? You have to, unless it's something you're like really, really used to, you really have to force yourself to go to like the wire, like within such a small tolerance to get it looking the way you want it to look, and it's really scary to go there because you don't know if you're going too far or not. It was hard. Okay, speak at beginner's level. Oh yeah, Carver. Yeah, yeah. The world is quite strange at the moment, isn't it? I think that's a really nice way of putting it. Saying the world is quite strange at the moment. I think. Yeah, it's probably. That's not really. That's putting it lightly. It's not really expressing how weird it is right now. But there you go. Right, I'm gonna draw this leg a bit more because this could be a lot thinner. I mean, the actual figure is actually quite thinner if you look at the template. Quite a lot thinner there. So I'm just gonna try and draw a couple of bits in to make sure I don't do anything stupid. So we'll define this a little bit more. Oh yeah, Bernie, I didn't think about that. What was it for you then? Like, I mean, what are we here now? It's about, what's the time? It's 10:30 here. So what was it for you? Like 6:30 in the morning or something? Oh, really, Jörg? Oh, cool. Is that where your interest for carving came from? Isn't there sort of a tradition for that in Bavaria, or? I mean, I don't know for sure, but I feel like that's the kind of place that would have a carving tradition, right? Want your paycheck in your shop here? No, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, Carver. You gotta do what you gotta do. What's some of your favourite things about being in Germany then, Carver? How's the food? Good food? The people? Are they nice? Are they understanding? Are you not being that great at English? Sorry, English at German. Oh, really, Bernie? That far ahead? Blimey. Oh yeah, you're in Australia. Sorry, I'm an idiot. You're in Australia. How was your world trip, Bernie? Was it good? Well, I don't know if it was world exactly, but you went quite a lot of places, didn't you? The theme parks, yeah. Yeah, Jem loves the theme parks. What was it? Europa Park. It basically doesn't stop talking about it. Yeah. Bavaria has a big carving history. Ah, okay. The Grand Tour of Europe. Ah. That sounds pretty good. You met up with that troublemaker Mark McClooney as well. Oh, Czech food is better? Oh, yeah. Well enough, different frame of mind. Oh, yeah, Carver? Yeah, you're probably right. I think anyone from any country, really, sort of benefits from at least speaking to people from different parts of the world, you know, and hearing what they have to say. Nice catch up on a long lunch. That sounds pretty good. Long lunches are the best lunches. Alright, let's get that out of there. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to chop down here now. And then try and clear that out if I can. Yeah. Yeah, of course. If it was a lot more accessible, it would be great, wouldn't it? But I think, like I said, I think the internet helps to bridge a lot of the. You know, it's just interesting that you can get someone else's point of view or learn about their life or whatever more instantly than you would have been able to, like, you know, 30, 40 years ago. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we'll do the same to the back leg now. Just going to clean this up a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's do the same to the back leg, make it like the right width, or at least closer to the right width. Right angle and everything. Yeah. The Banana Express. What is that, Italy or something? Sounds Italian. Yeah. That is, I think that's one of the, I don't really like I was talking about this with someone the other day. I can't remember who it was now, but we were talking about phone calls, and how apparently it's like a millennial thing to not like phone calls. And I also do not like phone calls, but I think it's because I can't see the way people's faces are reacting when I'm on a call. Like, it sort of creeps me out that I can't see their reaction to what I'm saying, if you know what I mean. Video calls I find a lot more comfortable, you know. So I think it might be that. Great food when traveling. 100% carb, yeah. My favourite tool. Well, I do like this little vice. This is really good. What else? I have a knife here that one of my viewers on Twitch made for me. This little knife. The guy from the USA made this. Called Jack Frost. That's his username on Twitch, Jack Frost. So I like that. And I really like this this Japanese chisel knife thing. Cost me about £40, which is quite a lot for a chisel, for a tool for me. But it's been worth it. I love it. It's so good. It's smoothing surfaces down, and it's really easy to sharpen as well. So yeah, that I really like. Oh, Switzerland and Northern Italy. Oh, okay. That sounds cool, real. I bet it's pricey, but you know, it's worth it. I would quite like to do that actually on those like long train journeys. I watched this guy called oh my god, what was he called? He's on YouTube. He's from Canada, but he does like loads of train journeys and stuff. Downey Live, I think his name might be. But he did a trip on the Broads as well. Well, not just the Broads. He did canals everywhere. I think he went through Wales and everything. That was pretty cool to see that from a Canadian person's perspective. And then he did all of these like amazing train journeys and stuff through Canada and USA and I think maybe like China or something. He went to some really cool places. What always amazes me normally is how how much cheaper trains are in the rest of the world compared to the UK, because our train prices are ridiculous. How did I start on Twitch, Chris? Well, what do you mean? Like, what made me do it, or the reason I started on it is because in 2017 I was watching a guy there's a guy in there called Paul Pape, and he was doing creative stuff on there, which I thought was really weird because in my brain, Twitch was like, you know, just for gaming and stuff. So I thought it was kind of weird. But he was doing creative. He was like doing sculptures and stuff with clay. And I got talking to him a bit, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So then I did it on I did some live streaming on Twitch. I think I actually did my first live stream on YouTube when it was really in its infancy and the technology was not good. I think I did my first stream on YouTube. And then Twitch is just really easy to stream to, and it's a lot more community focused stream wise than it is on YouTube. People really come back for the chats and everything and for the community, whereas YouTube, the community is more about commenting on videos, or at least it was. Maybe it's changing now. I don't know, but Twitch is a lot more centered around a community based on live, like being there when stuff is happening. So that was interesting. The fact there aren't many, there's not many wood carvers or people that do wood stuff on Twitch. So people are usually quite interested when they come in. So that's why I got started on there. But I saw that people are kind of reacting well to vertical streaming on YouTube, and I kind of see why. Like, I can't include as much in the frame, obviously. But I can see why people would like to just be on their phone or their device and chilling out watching it, rather than, because Twitch is more like a big screen thing. You need like your PC, or you don't have to, but generally I think it's more for that. Whereas this kind of vertical streaming, you can just do it on a device, and it's a lot more accessible in that way, I guess. It might be Carver, yeah. It's for taking the background off woodblock prints. So that's what it's for. It's actually a woodblock print chisel. That's actually what it's for. And like once you make all your details, you use this to carve away the background, so that you don't get any background dots on your woodblock print when you make it. That's not bad actually, real. If it's a nice fancy journey, I guess that's not that bad, right? That's probably about all it costs for a normal train ticket in the UK. Oh yeah, real cool. Yeah, your train system is kind of odd though, isn't it, Chris? Like, for the size of the country, you actually don't have that many train lines, right? Or at least not many that are like for um, you know civilians or whatever, mostly for cargo or whatever, right? At least that's my understanding from what I've seen. See you there, Carver. Thanks for coming. Have a good sleep. I'll catch you later. Yeah, so honestly, I still think, even though I've been streaming on Twitch for a long time, like I still think it is quite gaming centered. Like there are loads of art streamers, but they don't really capture the crowds that like the video game people do. So it is still definitely like a video game platform. So that's another thing that's drawn me to thinking about streams on YouTube recently, is the fact that YouTube is like an everything platform. So I guess it's more possible that people be interested, an older audience on YouTube as well. Twitch has quite a young audience, sort of like most people are below probably 30. So, oh whoops, I did the wrong one. And people interested in wood carving tend to be 30 plus. So so there's fewer people to draw from to come in and watch as well, I guess. Amtrak for passengers. All right, Jörg. Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks for coming, Jörg. It's good to have you. I hope you have a good night. I'll catch you later. Yeah, me too, real. I mean, I think everyone does, but I still like doing the carving stuff on there. I mean, whether I'll always do it on there, I don't know, but I think I will. No matter what happens, I think I will still stream at least every now and then on Twitch, because there's lots of nice people in there. It's a good laugh. Yeah, real. That sounds good. TV show about it. Oh yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. What's the time? All right, about 15 more minutes, I reckon. Or sorry, about 20 more minutes probably. That'll take up to almost 2 hours. We'll see how it goes though. I do want to get this other leg done, and then figure out that arm on this side of the body a bit more. I'm kind of going to stand in the pose here just to see if, yeah, the knee doesn't really go straight. It bends out to the side, so does the foot. So this is actually what I've just drawn on there is completely wrong. So let me take that off. See, this is the problem with using the coloured pencil. I guess I have to. I can't attempt to erase it. I have to scrape it off like this, which isn't so bad, but it could be bad, I guess, if it was on a really a piece where I didn't have to take off much wood. It would be a bit more of a problem, right? So yeah, this leg bends outwards and then comes back in, I think. Something like that, right? All right, Bernie. Enjoy the gym. Thanks for coming, and I'll catch you later. Yeah, it sort of bends out and then bends back again a little bit. Something like that. And the foot doesn't really go straight, it sort of goes in that direction. So, but we'll figure that out in a second. I just have to keep posing so I can see see what I've got to do. Right, I think this will work. Oh, my phone's making TikTok noises. I haven't done a stop motion video in TikTok for a while actually, but I will. I was carving loads of like well-known characters, like pop culture characters, in stop motion. Videos took like a day to make each at least. You know, like normally 6 or 7 hours, sometimes more like 12. So sometimes I'd do a bit the next day as well. But usually I could do one a day. And people really like them. For the most part anyway, you know. There were a bunch that flopped, but that's just how it is. But I wanna do some more. Because they're interesting, but I'd rather not do any more like pop culture characters, but rather just kind of make my own things. So let's see what we can do with that. That must be it, real. That must be it. Seeing if I'm messing up their tools or not. I have actually had a couple of emails from not TikTok, but like AliExpress and Team. I mean, they do like blanket emails, right? It's nothing. It's not like I'm anything special or anything. But you know, emails about doing sponsored things for AliExpress and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if I want to do that, to be quite honest. I'm not really big on sponsorships. I think I've done 2. I did one for a light from BenQ, which was a really good light. So I was quite happy to do that. And another one was a mini chainsaw, which was a really good mini chainsaw, so I was happy to do that as well. But generally, I've never really liked doing that stuff, to be honest. Yeah, yeah. No, that's true, real. That's a thing I have thought of, yeah. Especially since a lot of the videos I did before were centered around guessing who the character was as I was carving it. So, you know, with this, that's not going to happen, is it? If I'm just making characters up, it's not going to happen. Hey, William, how's it going? So yeah, it'll be cool to try it. Maybe I'll just try something really simple to start off with, like a little smiley face or something. Don't know. We'll see. I had another idea to do like vehicles. Like, but once again, that would be pop culture. I was thinking of doing like, you know, carving a little DeLorean or something. And then like you could do like a TIE fighter or a X-Wing or, well, you know, a huge amount of things. But like I said, I kind of want to step away from the pop culture stuff. It's not really my favourite thing to do. Cheers, Real. You probably are, Real. You probably are. I did do quite a few that involved 1,000,000,000 points, so. You're one of the top performers. Yeah, playing, that'd be kind of cool. Whoops. That guy, I don't know his name, but he's really TikTok famous. The train guy. He's on, isn't he on TV now? I don't know why, but just you saying planes made me think about him. Is it like a new Top Gear or something? Maybe he's on that. I'm not really into Top Gear, but it interests me when, like, sort of internet people go on the TV. It's quite interesting. Yeah? Oh, okay. I believe I heard that his character is like fabricated. Like his voice and everything. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know enough about the guy, but I don't know. Unless I'm misremembering, I'm sure I saw something like an interview where he actually said it was fabricated, but I don't know. Rather than people just guessing that it is. Yeah. I actually got quite a lot done in these 2 hours. I wasn't expecting to get it this far ahead, to be honest. It may not seem like a lot, but when it comes to me and something like this, where I'm testing out a new pose, a lot of it can be confusing. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's gone so far. Let's put it that way. I don't know if that's tempting fate a little bit. I don't really believe in all that, so that's fine. Not distracted by eating oranges yet. Maybe will. That's the trick, to not eat oranges. Alright, let's take a bit more off the back of the leg. I'll take his heel in there a bit. Take some off this leg here as well. I still haven't figured out what kind of clothes he's going to be wearing yet. I haven't got a clue. Alright, Real. I'll see you later. I'm only on for another 5 or 6 minutes anyway, so thanks, come Real. I'll catch you later. Oops. Alright. Whoops. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. Pose wise, like, it's always hard to tell at this point, but looks, I think I've got it going the way I want it to go at least. There we go. Right. I don't know, let's have a look. Whoops, sorry. Whacked you in the face. Alright, looks pretty good. Maybe let's thin down this arm a little bit, because I kind of know where it's got to go. It definitely can't come in this far. I've got to take some material off the inside. Same with this hand up here, so let's do a little bit of that. Precariously. Let me bring you up here maybe. Might be able to see a bit more. Hang on a minute. Whoops. There we go. Unfortunately, it's not really focusing, is it? Not very well anyway. Can I tap on the screen for focus? Oh, I can. That's cool. As I say, got to be careful because this is the, you know, the grain is this way, so I could easily snap that off. It keeps not focusing on the thing I want it to focus on, unfortunately, but keeps going up here. try and take stuff away from up here. See if we can do that. No, it just said reconnecting. That's good, isn't it? So I don't know what happened there. It decided to disconnect me for a brief moment. Alright. This is really hard to do from this angle. Oops, sorry. Keep whacking you in the head. I'll have to move the carving about, I think, so I can't really do it from that angle. Oh. I get the same problem again. Let me come this way, I'll try this way. There we go, that should work. Bring the light up a bit higher. There we go, nice. That's alright, Chris. I appreciate you coming. Hey, Jubilee. Really depends on the details. But if I had to guess, like this one here, this probably took me, oh man, how many hours would this have taken? Maybe 40? Maybe more? So let's say maybe about 40 hours for that? I don't know. And this one didn't take as long, so maybe like 30 for this one. But it really depends, you know, because like a lot of the stuff I'm doing with these figures, it's like it's a first for me. So like I'll have to research how to make something look a certain way. So that can take a lot of time as well. So it depends on a lot of things, really. Like for instance, if I was to carve one of those again, I would do it faster, obviously, you know, because I've learned how to make things look the way I want it to look. So because when I carve a figure, I have lots of firsts, it does make it a bit longer. Thanks. Yeah, I wasn't exactly intending for that to happen, but it was just the best way to connect to the bucket. I had to make a little dowel to go through his hand, and then I just connect it to the bucket. It is kind of satisfying to just kind of like jiggle around. Right, I think that's a good place to stop. So I'm just going to come back here and show you how this looks next to the other figures. It's very satisfying, yeah. I'll just undo this. Squeaky, squeaky. Let me get this away from the camera, it's making a horrible noise. hopefully that didn't invade your ears too much. Right. So this guy's actually going to be holding a lantern and a sword. So a lantern there, and a sword here. But, as you can see, you know, we've got a long way to go. And these are the other two that I made previously. And then in my recent actual YouTube video, I made this one. A much bigger guy, but it's only his head. So. Yeah. All right, thanks, coming everyone. Maybe we'll do another YouTube stream sometime. This was quite fun. I'll catch you later. Have a good week, and maybe I'll see you another time. Thanks for coming.